Well, who's gonna stop me? You.
Semi-nachhaltig, muss ich sagen. Ich besitze auf jeden Fall viel zu viel Kleidung und vor allem so unnötig viele Schuhe, was ja vor allem irgendwie dem zu verschulden ist, dass dieses ständig neue Outfits tragen irgendwie zu diesem Außenbild von Instagram irgendwie dazugehört, so ekelhaft das auch klingt. So sehr ich das auch hasse, das aus meinem eigenen Mund zu hören. Ja. Wenn du vor allem in dem Bereich, in dem ich auf Instagram bin, also vor allem dieser Hip-Hop-journalistische Bereich, es geht natürlich viel darum, ob du cool aussiehst, ob du immer noch diesen Style natürlich fährst und ja, auch nicht nur irgendwie was repräsentierst, was vor 10 Jahren cool war, was so dumm ist eigentlich, weil es ist eigentlich so scheißegal. Es geht eigentlich nur um die Inhalte, oder zumindest sollte es nur um die Inhalte gehen, aber auf Instagram ist es natürlich wahnsinnig oberflächlich. Thank you so much for inviting me to your house. I'm Helen.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
This is so beautiful. Wow.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I would like to hear more about your journey to becoming this amazing self-made entrepreneur.
I've been working in garment factory. I know how that feels because I've been working there, and it's just sad because they not treat us like the people. When we need to go to toilet, they have a card tracking us who get into the toilet for how many minutes. So 70 or 100 people in the group have to waiting to take turn of just 3 cards.
What would happen if someone got sick?
If they are sick in the workplace, they can ask easier. But if they try to ask from home, they just cut off our salary.
So people would probably go to work sick so they don't have to cut the salary?
Yeah.
Okay. So coming from that garment factory, what was your way to actually starting this business?
I just feel like if I can have a chance to make the business and I can employ our people, that I will not make them feel like they are not people, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, when I'm talking about that, I just feel I just want to have a chance to do something and to build something good for our community.
What do you hope for your employees and the women and men that work with you? What do you wish for them for the future?
I hope I can be an example for them. Honestly, I would love to see people around the world put their mind into the fashion industry, and they should know where the clothes made.
Wenn ich so auf mich selber schaue und gucke, wie viel Kraft es mich kostet, auch nur die kleinsten Dinge zu verändern, die dazu führen, dass irgendetwas besser wird, dann finde ich das so krass zu sehen, dass ein Mensch wirklich so eine große Veränderung, so ein großes Risiko und so viel Verantwortung eingeht, um wirklich was zu bewirken und wirklich was zu ändern.
I'm Hannah. Nice to meet you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Come, let me show you around.
So where are we right now?
This is our production space. So we're a manufacturing label.
What does it mean, manufacturing label?
I think a lot of other ethical or sustainable labels, all clothing brands, will operate a brand in one place and partner with a manufacturer here in Cambodia. The unique part about what we do at DORSU is we actually make our own clothes. So from design all the way through to production. This is the cut, make, trim section. This is where everything's sewn. And then this will get finished and moved through into QC and packaging and wrapping everything up. Yeah.
So how many people work here?
In our entire company, we have approximately 30.
And is this the only place that they actually make the clothes?
Yeah, you're standing in the middle. This is the heart of what we're up to.
Super beautiful. So what's the philosophy behind DORSU?
I think mainly being open about the way clothing is made. There are like layers to our business that are important, specific to our team. The way that we treat people who are making clothes is a very different alternative to working in a garment factory. We source our fabrics in Phnom Penh. They're left over from mass manufacturing in the garment industry. So factories will order in very large amounts of certain colours to meet production orders and for multiple reasons have leftovers. And not like a kilo or two. There can be hundreds of rolls at a time per factory sent out into a second-hand market, which is where we work with those suppliers to source our fabrics.
And that's the most sustainable method you can choose for making your own clothes, or?
For us, I believe it's the most sustainable because it's a localised supply chain. So fabric isn't produced in Cambodia and there is all of this fabric in existence and it's important to us to keep our supply chain as short as possible and make sure we know it as closely as possible.
How much effort really goes into making one shirt? What does it take?
I think with all of our things that we should remember that they are physically made by a person. They are not machine made. They're not. They don't just pop out of something made and ready for us. It involves people. The moment you humanise something, the moment you attempt to put yourself in that position, I think it's a natural feeling to slow down and start to realise that it's much bigger than you.
Downstairs we talked about sustainability and how you reuse the fabrics. What does sustainability mean to you?
I have to cross-check because essentially I'm still putting a good out onto a platform in a space where I believe that potentially the most sustainable thing to do is to buy nothing at all.
Why do you think that other companies are not doing those kind of social sustainability things for their employees?
You can't meet the demands of the fast fashion industry at the pricing that the world now expects and create this environment outside of treating people like machines. It's not financially possible. I don't think it was ever planned to produce the billions of garments that are put out on a daily basis, and I don't think there is any space to do that at that scale fairly. What do you think? I mean, you're considered an influencer and you're in the psychological field. What's your take on the fact that brands are influencing people?
Speaking for myself, I'm part of this. I'm also part of showing people consumption and making them consume. I cannot pull myself out of this. It's quite hard to get out of that circle, I think. So yeah, I find it really problematic, especially regarding even younger people than me, because I see on different kinds of apps, I mean, I see 12, 13-year-old girls who do stuff that they should not be doing, and they have been influenced to do that, and I'm really, really scared of that.
What do you think of the power that influencers hold and whether there is potential to have that redirected?
I think behind every power right now, especially the power of brands, there's money. I don't know if there's any way that this power is shiftable. So I'm actually, I have to say, a little bit more pessimistic than I would like to be, but I hope to have an impact, even the tiniest bit of an impact, to go in that direction. Es war ziemlich interessant. Ich dachte nicht, dass es mich noch mal weiter shiften wird, aber es hat es auf jeden Fall getan. Ich bin gerade an einem Punkt, wo ich mir denke, so, ey, Helen, das ist so dumm, dass du die Möglichkeit hast, nachhaltig zu leben, beziehungsweise nachhaltig produzierte Kleidung zu tragen und darauf zu achten. Ich habe ja wirklich die Ressourcen und das trotzdem nicht tue. Zumindest nicht in vollem Ausmaß, wie es könnte. So. Das ist, glaube ich, das Größte, was ich heute mitnehme.